grew up, well, I was born in El Segundo Barrio, and there was a clinic called, what was it called? I keep forgetting, and my sister always reminds me of it, where Hudson Center is. And then, um, and then we moved from there to different places around El Paso. Some places like Dolan Street, which is over there close to Jefferson, and then Valverde Street, and then um, Concepcion Street. And then after that, we moved to the projects on Tellez Projects, which was really pretty ideal because they had indoor plumbing and we were just used to going to the outhouse most of the time. And so I grew there at, that's where the new buoy is. And so that was my own neighborhood. So then we moved to Isleta, and then after Isleta, I graduated from Isleta High School, and then I moved to California and started working over there. I started working as in a hardware store first, and then I started working washing dishes in a restaurant, and then in a defense plant as a laborer, and then I worked my way up to become a machinist. And then I became a machinist, and at the same time, I was going to East LA Junior College there. And I have been drawing since I was probably around your age. How old are you?
13.
13, about your age, maybe younger. And and so I've been doing art for a long time. And so after that, I gave it up during high school, and I didn't pick it up again until when I was in California, when I used to go to galleries and museums, and it kind of brought my juices back up about doing artwork, about art. And so then from there, from LA, I moved to Denton, Texas, and then I started working at General Dynamics in Fort Worth. I was also a machinist, and I worked there till about 1967, and then we moved back here to San Elizario, and I've been here ever since. And then I finished school here at UTEP as art teacher, and started in 1970, I forget, 70 or 71, at the old buoy where Guillen is. And then we moved in 72 or mid 72 to the new buoy, and so that's where all my my homies, all my students, they were coming from the same neighborhood that I grew up in. That's why I started doing their portraits, because they reminded me of me. When we were growing up, we didn't have any role models. In other words, there weren't any Hispanic or Mexican Americans or Chicanos as artists. But I did have, when I was living in the projects, there was an art teacher at Jefferson that was my neighbor, and he used to give me a ride to Jefferson, where I went to school. And then it's after school or the weekends, he was also an artist, so he would show me his work, and so that's kind of first motivation of becoming or painting. And then actually he moved to San Antonio, and he actually became a pretty famous artist himself. His name was Mel Casas, and that's probably the start of it.
Interested in becoming a teacher?
Well, you know, when you want to become an artist, there are very few opportunities for you to sell your work at the beginning. You have to kind of build up your name, your reputation in order to be successful as an artist. And so most artists or art students that anticipate on becoming artists, they have to find out that they're going to have a day job, whatever it is. So I decided to be an art teacher because that was my day job. I needed income to make a living, to put food in the table, and so that's and that career had to do with art, so that was kind of like what I needed to do.
Okay. And then, what gave you the urge to overcome, or what gave you the urge to become great or be successful?
Well, it's not that I wanted to be great. I just wanted to be an artist, and the reason I did a lot of my students was because I saw them, and I saw myself in them, and I wanted to record their lives as through my interpretation. And it just happens that the fact that I did portraits of them, and then they started going around the country, and that made my success, or people started getting interested in what I was working on my work. And that's how my success is a little bit at a time. It didn't happen overnight.